Hello, this is Abby Jo, and welcome to my cottage kitchen. I thought we'd have a cozy cottage day today, just getting some little freshening up in my kitchen. I want to share with you some of my thrift store finds. I thought I would get some old-fashioned custard baked up for a tea party and go over a ton of books that I love and I'm reading for the month of April. For those of you that follow me, you know that I keep green garlands up all winter long, and I just took them down for spring and the windows look so barren and I was kind of sad. I thought, should I put another garland? Should I find some curtains for the windows? And so I started looking at some thrift shops, and I just recently found this beautiful blue and white checked gorgeous valance for the window, and I love it. It just screams lovely window covering. So I actually found that valance at Goodwill for $2.99. I was so stoked. I got home, I washed it, got it up, and it's just been there looking so beautiful. But as you know, I have two little windows on each side of my cooking range in the kitchen, and they're just adorable. I have the little handles that open up the windows and fresh air comes in and light for videoing. And I really wanted to do something there, and I wasn't really sure because they're so tiny. I thought it'd be really hard to find curtains, but I went to Goodwill again and found these adorable curtains, and I thought, you know, they look like they're gonna fit, but I'm not sure. So I got home and they fit perfectly. I was so excited, and they just have such a beautiful, elegant look to them. So I checked that they fit, and then I found these little rods at Walmart and these beautiful curtains, and I'm going to put them up today. I can't wait to show you guys. And altogether for my entire kitchen curtain redo was under $10. So these rods, these little tiny curtains, and that beautiful one over there all cost me less than $10 to redo my curtains. So yay for thrift shopping. You always get such good deals, and you can really make your house cute on a budget. I am so pleased with the simplicity of these curtains and how they add a touch of romantic cottage to the kitchen. You don't have to have everything matching in your home. For me, I look out for similar colors and styles that will blend well together. The blue and white theme in my kitchen is subtle, but you can find it in my dishes, candle holders, and now the curtains, making it all work together. My flowers around our cottage and in the woods will be blooming soon, but for now I pick up the $4.99 to $8.99 bouquets at the grocery store every couple of weeks. Flowers in my home bring me so much joy. I find myself looking at them all the time, and it reminds me to slow down and enjoy all the little moments, thoughts, and conversations throughout the day. When I was looking for curtains just recently at the Goodwill, I thought I should also kind of scour all of the tablecloths and anything that would look really nice layering on my table. So I looked through just all kinds of material and tablecloths, and I found two really cute tablecloths for my breakfast table, the one that's in the kitchen. And I love to layer this table because it's kind of my tea party and breakfast table. And I look at it all the time, especially because I'm here on the island and I'm cooking, and I look at my pretty little table, and I just love to make it look really elegant and romantic. And so I found this adorable tablecloth, and I loved the edging. It's just so beautiful. And this actually was $2.99, but I had a 50% off coupon that day. So it ended up being $1.50. $1.50 for these amazing little tablecloths. So I'm going to layer this one. I just ran them through the washing machine, and this one's all nice and smooth. This one is kind of a cotton, so I'm going to really quickly hit it with an iron, but this is the top piece. And I just love the peach and the green together. The peach one is kind of an oval shape like my table, and then the green one is a square. And then what I do is I just kind of caulk it and let it layer over the beautiful peach tablecloth. And this little tablecloth was also $2.99 with a 50% off coupon. So again, another $1.50. So for a total of $3, I totally gave my little table a spring revamp. And I also just like to collect different linens because I make tables outside, I make them in the house, and I like to switch out my linens. So if I find something cute and springy, I will just collect that for the spring ones, and then I also have my summer and fall and winter ones. And when you're only paying a few dollars for a tablecloth, I find that it's hard to pass up a pretty new tablecloth. My ironing board is in our storage somewhere, so my kitchen island works well for an ironing board for now. Another reason that I pick up tablecloths for cheap and layer them is I still have 2 young children that play board games, have tea time, do schoolwork, and eat on the table all the time. So these tablecloths are not showpieces. I have to be able to wash them often and not worry about them getting well used. I'm really excited to share with you guys my springtime book collection. Just a lot of cozy and Jane Austen type books, the Regency era. And I thought I would just dive in and show you some of my favorite books for the month of April. So the first book I have to say is a coloring book. The Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady. You guys know I've shared the book with you guys before, right here. And it's one of my favorite books to look at during the seasons. I love nature and flowers, and I just enjoy this book so much, just the history and everything together. And I found this coloring book online that you actually get to color the seasons and the pictures and birds that follow along in the book. And it's just incredible. It's so beautiful. So this is a very exciting thing to get. I like to color, and I really enjoy how relaxing it is to sit and color with my kids, and I get my own grown-up coloring book. This is an antique book that I found at a thrift store. You know, I love my thrift shopping. 52 Sunday Dinners. I love making a beautiful Sunday dinner for my family. And this whole book, just the cover alone sold me on this book. I just think it's so beautiful, and I don't know if you can actually find this book, but if you can, it's a lovely book. Again, a thing that I love about it is they break it down for the months. So like, you know, here's a February plan for the cookbook, and, you know, just goes through it. April says, "Let hunger move thy appetite and not savory sauces" by Shakespeare. It's so fun. And they have great great menus in here. Some of the stuff, you know, like is like things that people make, and then some of the stuff is really old and not a regular thing that you see on people's menus today. So here's a little menu for February. It says tomato soup, roast guinea fowl, giblet sauce, rhubarb sauce, potato souffle, eggplant with fine herbs, dressed head lettuce, orange ice, and chocolate jumbles with coffee. I mean, what a menu. It's so fun. And they have like little recipes for things. And I just am a person that I could sit and read this all day. Oh, look, there's even a little recipe that someone wrote in here. Boston drop cookies. Oh, how cute. Look at that. I love this kind of stuff. Someone hand wrote a recipe in here for Boston drop cookies, and it's a little bookmarker in here. How lovely. So yeah, some of these old recipes are so, they're just inspiring. I always love to see the menus and what they cooked during those days. And I was wondering when this was actually printed, and then the copyright date on it is 1915. So that's what this is, 52 Sunday Dinners, a book of recipes from 1915. and I picked it up for 50 cents. So I think that was quite a good deal for this little book. And of course, Pride and Prejudice, Sense and Sensibility, Persuasion, Emma, they're all some of my favorite reads for springtime. I feel like Regency is in the air during the springtime, and my daughters and I love to read to each other, and we listen to it on audiobook. We'll read passages together. We like to watch a lot of the movies during the springtime. So I had to mention my favorite author, Jane Austen. This copy right here is Pride and Prejudice. I think Pride and Prejudice is probably the best one to start out with in the series. My absolute favorite is Persuasion and will always be. But I definitely think that Pride and Prejudice is probably a second runner for me with my favorite in Jane Austen books. This is actually more of a overview of just Jane Austen. I really love her books because they just show everyday living in the 1800s and just a love story and humor and wittiness in her writing, and they're just really, really fun to read. And I think they're a good classic to start out with. For those of you that love Jane Austen, you would love Georgette Heyer. Georgette Heyer is known for just her accuracy. She is more of a modern writer from like, I think 1920s to 1950s, around that era. And she wrote all of these books during the Regency time, and she's so accurate that people actually refer to her because she's so historically accurate. And her books are so much fun. She's very witty. I love The Quiet Gentleman because there's a little bit of mystery in it, and it's just a really fun romp. And same with all of her books. This is my favorite. I've been listening to this one recently. I think she has about 18 to 20 books in her Regency era books, and the Sylvester or the Wicked Uncle is my daughter Nadia's favorite book. My favorite book is The Quiet Gentleman. My husband really enjoys The Unknown Ajax. Some other great ones are These Old Shades, I think The Tollgate, is it Mystery of the Tollgate? I can't remember the name of that one, but there's so many good ones. The Reluctant Widow, there's just a great amount, and you can find them on Amazon and also like used book places and the library. This little book is such a treasure. It's by Patrice Kendall and it's called Keeping the Castle. This is such a cozy read. Grab a cup of tea and snuggle up with this book. I love the back. I'm going to read it to you here. It says, take one Austen heroine in desperate financial straits, put her in a crumbling castle, give her two evil stepsisters and some very unsuitable suitors, make it funny. It's so, so sweet, and you will enjoy this book. This is a treasure of a book, and I'm excited to share it with you. It's called Forgotten Skills of Cooking. The Time-Honored Ways Are the Best. Over 700 recipes that show you why. By Darina Allen, and I hope I said her name right. Darina Allen. She is considered the Julia Child of Ireland by the San Francisco Chronicles. But she is such a good author, and this is a treasure trove of recipes. One of the things that I love about this book is she actually tells stories in it about her life. And then she goes into like foraging and how to do that and recipes for it. The pictures are incredible. I love that she shows Irish nettle soup in here, which I love nettles, and I love like drying them and putting them in mashed potatoes. So seeing someone actually use all the things and showing you recipes, it's just like a treasure trove. I know I keep saying that, but it really is. Wild blueberries and all the stuff to forage. She shows butchering. She shows recipes for seafood because, you know, she's in Ireland, so a lot of fish cooking. She shows preserving. She shows the dairy. It's just really just loaded with so much homesteading advice for prepping food in a lot of ways that I think people don't even use these days. So she has a whole area on lard and pigs, and I mean, there's just so much. Drying hams, and it's just really lovely. She has like the dairy and eggs, and she breaks it up by sometimes, you know, the foods. She has drying food. She has some gardening in here. It's just really loaded. It's just a loaded book that you could sit for hours and read. And not to mention, I love that her book is called The Forgotten Skills of Cooking, because our farm is forgotten ways, and I just appreciate her teaching a lot of these forgotten ways in here, and it's in a handy book that you can look up, and there's just so many neat things that she shares, and the pictures are just lovely. And my last book for today is Tasha Tudor's Garden, which I'm sure I've shared with you before, but I just had to show it again if I haven't done it recently, partly because it's just so beautiful and I enjoy it this time of year. It just inspires me. It inspires me. She shows the seasons and the flowers and how she layers them, and I just can't get over it. I love seeing all the tulips and the bulbs and everything that she planted, and it's a very, very inspiring book, just picture-wise. I mean, the pictures are just out of this world, really. They just have such a romantic look to them, and I just really enjoy it. I love sharing with you guys some of my favorite books. These are the books that I've been going over that I usually leave on my coffee table or next to my bed, and I want to keep showing these to you guys every month. So definitely leave down in the comments your favorite books if you guys like hearing about my favorite books, and anything else that you want to comment on, because I really appreciate it. I love looking up your book suggestions, and it's just fun. It's fun sharing this back and forth with each other. I forgot to mention that The Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady is by Edith Holden. I just recently scored on this sweet princess cut dress with bows on the back, all handmade in a beautiful springtime material for only $2.99 at a local thrift store. It's my daughter's favorite dress right now. Custard was an absolute treat growing up, and my grandma made this for us when we were sick or unwell. First, we beat 6 eggs and a pinch of salt. I add half a cup of maple syrup, then I add 4 cups of cream or whole milk or a mix of both. Then I add in 1 tablespoon of vanilla paste. You can also use vanilla extract. I'm buttering 6 oven-proof ramekins. I add the ramekins to a pan and pour in about 1 inch of boiling water. I pop it into the oven at 350 for about 30 minutes until firm on top. You can eat this warm or chill it in the refrigerator and eat it cold. Custard should always be stored in the refrigerator and will last up to 2 weeks. Custard also freezes well up to 6 months. I want to toast some pecans for a chicken salad. I put these in our oven at 400 degrees for about 8 minutes. I'm going to let the custard cool a little before our tea party. I'm going to get mixing up a chicken salad for some tea sandwiches, a quick chop of these pecans, and about half of a sweet onion diced. a couple handfuls of craisins. I'm using 2 pints of my home canned chicken with the liquid drained, a little Dijon mustard, and a couple scoops of mayo. I add in a little cayenne pepper. It just gives a little bit of warmth. I made a loaf of my challah bread into a regular long baguette loaf. Instead of braiding it, I think it really makes a nice tea sandwich. I had a little leftover key lime pie, so I thought I would cut that up too. Setting a tea table is so much fun, and my family really enjoys when we have a fancy tea and everyone feels like the day is extra special. Our 2 older girls were finishing up some computer work and joined our tea party shortly after we stopped filming. I always make enough to feed all 6 of us at a time. I like to get a little reading in every day, even if it's only a 15-minute break. I find it immensely relaxing.